Look into my eyes and describe what you see.
I see someone strong who knows what she wants. I hope. What else? Someone who's confident. Yeah. Yeah.
So when I look into your eyes, I see hesitancy, but confidence underneath that once you feel comfortable.
It's pretty spot on.
Cool.
Yeah. Just ask any question you want.
Ooh. Wild card.
Wild card. Do you feel as nervous as I do?
Well, I guess no, because I feel pretty okay.
Yeah.
What makes you nervous?
It's just so
Everything.
new. Everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The space, I mean, it's comfortable, but at the same time, I'm like, what am I doing here? What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's supposed to be comfortable, really. Like being in a situation like this, like going on a blind date without cameras.
Yeah.
That alone.
Yeah.
Is, unexpected. Maybe it's uncomfortable, but just put some cameras in there. And that's like...
Yeah. This is my first blind date, by the way.
Me too.
All right.
Yeah. Though, like growth never happens in a place of comfort. So
or alone.
This is good for us.
In a vacuum. Alone. Yeah. Totally.
So this is good for us.
Yeah. So good. Okay.
Cool. When you tell your friends about this experience, how will you honestly describe me?
Lovely. Open. Wise. Warm. Confident.
Okay. It's a wild card.
Okay.
What is your biggest dream? Like if you were able to live your life doing exactly what you wanted, like you felt lit up and fulfilled and, it was your passion. It didn't feel like work. What is that? And are you doing it right now? And if not, why not?
It would be totally different from my line of work, which is design and art direction. But I would love it if I could open up a center for bridging the gap when kids come, from a different country. And not just for them, but for the families, for them to grow together into, this new culture and make a new family. Because oftentimes, for me, speaking from experience, it's just been the kid growing up. And then the parents, and they have their own community. And then they start growing apart, whereas they could grow together. So it would be amazing to have a place that would give, them that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, whether it's language or activities or, anything to keep them to spend time together. And, there's resources and, you can establish a school to teach the languages and whatnot and customs. But yeah, that would be like a nonprofit dream. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We need that. We need that everywhere. That's an amazing idea.
Maybe I need to, maybe.
I mean, there's so many people in this country that probably wish that they had that. And you did. You wished that as well, I'm sure, as a kid, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a genius idea.
Wow. Okay. I'll take it and run with it.
Yeah.
If your ex were here, what would they warn me about being in a relationship with you?
I wish I knew, because it was always like, every single person was like, you're great, you're perfect. I don't know what it is. There's just something missing. So it was me that was missing. I don't know what they would tell you because they didn't have anything to tell me. It was just that like something was missing, and the thing that was missing was me. like being there. So that was that anxious attachment that I've now worked through. That would probably be it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What would your exes warn me about?
I would the anxious attachment. It's pretty much right on the nose, you know. Yeah. Because when you're wanting to give and give and give, I think that might be too much for people. For some people, you know, they can't. I mean, you know, if you're like avoidant, then that's a whole nother scenario. And it's you know, you can't really start naming and start, you know, labeling things.
No, it has to be everyone's journey in their own time.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. What has surprised you most over the course of this conversation?
I think how open you are, and you know, the work that you're doing. Normally we don't let our guard down, and you know, we keep our walls up and pretend that everything's okay, and you know, everything's got a bow on top of it. But yeah, I think that vulnerability it's you know, it's what I'm looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not easy and it's very scary at first, but one thing that I've noticed with just being more vulnerable with people, like really anyone, is that's when you get to the real conversation and the real connection and the real relating. Like, it's not so surface level when you kind of just put yourself out there, because most people can relate in some way, right? And that's what, you know, breaks down the walls and the barriers. So there's a learning curve. It's kind of like a muscle that you have to exercise until it gets stronger, but then it, you know, becomes second nature.
Yeah. Do you feel chemistry right now? Why or why not?
I mean, for the first like half hour of meeting a complete stranger, yeah, we can have a conversation for sure. I still would, you know, need more time because I do feel like you're nervous, which is totally normal. But I do feel chemistry, as much chemistry can exist in like a novel situation like this. Totally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it feels relaxed and chill, and like talking to you has not made me more nervous, which I think is a good sign. I think that means chemistry.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. You're putting me at ease, even though, you know, I'm getting tunnel vision just looking at you. That's basically what's happening.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
What is the next step for us?
What is the next step for us? I mean, I can give you my number.
We can start there, yeah?
Yeah, usually that's what happens like before a date.
Right.
But we'll just do it after.
Given where we are, yeah.
Yeah. What would you say?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you again.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey there, thanks for watching. If you want to ask these kind of questions, have these kind of conversations, check out our dating deck at theskindeep.com/shop to have more meaningful conversations on your dates.